In this video, we're going to look at practical solutions on how you can better manage your anxiety. How's it going, guys? It's Chris with HealthyConsumer.com, back with another health empowerment video. This particular topic is very personal for me, and it's why it's part of my mission at Healthy Consumer to help people that are coping with chronic health conditions. I'm not usually one to inject quotes into my videos, but I think this is a great quote. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. And I think that that is a motto that I'm trying to live by now. I'm by no means even close to perfect, but I think by keeping that in mind, along with some of the other lifestyle skills I've learned, I've got to a point where I can manage my anxiety at a much better level. Now, to get right into it, I think the management of anxiety takes a multidisciplinary approach. So I don't think there's like this magic bullet, and if there's anybody out there trying to sell you a course that says that it fixes everything, then it's total bullcrap. Full disclaimer, I do sell courses for generalized anxiety disorder, but it's only meant to supplement what other people are already doing through therapy and through the medical management of their condition, and to give them support and tools. I don't see that as the only solution to their problems. It's a multi-layered approach that needs to be done in order for you to overcome a lot of your symptoms. I think the number one thing you can start doing right away to make a difference is put a priority on aerobic exercise. You gotta schedule it into your day just like anything else. Make it like an appointment. Make it something that's important so it doesn't just keep sliding into the back burner. Sometimes it's difficult to find the time, right, to do some of these things. And if you're a busy person, which I'm sure you are, then you're wondering, where can I find the time to do some of the things that I know I need to do? I think that's where Stephen Covey's 4 quadrants come in handy. I'm going to put that up on the screen here. If you've never read his book, I highly encourage you to do that. And looking at the quadrants, we have in the top left quadrant, we have urgent and important. So that's things like crying baby, a kitchen fire, some calls. Top right corner, we've got not urgent but important. And exercise, that's exercise, vocation, planning. That's where we want to start to get. We want to get you out of these other quadrants. Quadrant 3 is interruptions, distractions, other calls, which is not important and urgent. And not urgent and not important would be like trivia, busy work, time wasters like Facebook, those kind of things. So in order to find, I think this is absolutely essential, in order to find the time to do the things you already know you need to do, then you need to get into quadrant 2 more, and that means doing less of quadrant 4. So that means, first off, is getting away from the TV, getting away from Facebook, getting away from video games, getting away from those things. Not to say you can't ever do those, but you gotta carve some of that time out. So if you're always watching an hour and a half of TV at night, well, then you've gotta watch less than that if you really wanna make a difference in your anxiety and be able to get into things like aerobic exercise and meditation. So we've got aerobic exercise, and then what I was just saying brings me right into my next point is meditation. I think 2 of the most important ones in management of anxiety are deep breathing for acute flare-ups, progressive relaxation. I think that those are excellent ways to manage some of the acute symptoms of anxiety. And I've done some guided meditations of those. I've done some guided meditations both on YouTube and in my course at HealthyConsumer.com. So check those out. I'll put those in the description below. Which I think meditation, we started with that quote, it helps to bring you back to the present moment. And it helps you to just invite in the things that are going on in your life and to acknowledge them, to not deny them so they just take up more and more space like an itch that's never being scratched. To acknowledge that they exist, and that often in itself will help them let go. Whole foods nutrition is another big one, and it just comes down to eating whole foods. I'm not promoting a specific diet to you, just saying that we gotta start taking some time, get more into that quadrant 2 so you have time to plan for meals, and you're able to do that so you have time to plan for meals, so then you're gonna feel better overall. You're gonna have more energy. Your thinking's gonna be clear. I think love and play is an incredibly important thing. making connections with friends and family, making sure that you're spending time with them, you're getting out in nature, you're doing things where you're unplugging from the digital world so you can balance out how your mind feels, so it's not always getting this chatter from everything on the news, everything on TV, all these advertisements. Unplug from those things and spend time with family and friends. I think that's helped me a lot in the management of my anxiety. If you're naturally an anxious person like me, then ruminating thoughts is an incredibly difficult thing to deal with, whether it's generalized anxiety disorder or major depressive disorder. So time by yourself in small doses can be healthy. A lot of time by yourself, whether or not you're an introvert or extrovert, can be dangerous, because if you haven't learned the correct skills, you haven't had the correct training, like cognitive behavioral therapy, on how to frame your thoughts, then a lot of times we'll just go right into those worst case scenarios, catastrophizing, worrying about the future, when often it doesn't do us a lot of good. So when it comes down to it, I think it's incredibly important to know where you can make a difference and where you can't. So if you're doing everything you can, whether you're worried about your money, whether you're worried about your relationships, whether you're worried about something related to your health, I think it's incredibly important to make sure you know how to manage those thoughts. And sometimes that comes through therapy. So this really just hits the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to managing anxiety, and I think you learn as you go. And if you continue to be curious and learn, you'll find ways to continue to better manage your anxiety. I hope this video was helpful, guys. These are the kind of videos that I do. I want to help people thrive despite chronic health disorders. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing and hit the little bell so you never miss another video. I also do online courses for depression and anxiety, so if you're looking for something a little more structured, check that out at healthyconsumer.com, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day, guys.